What's up, Ninja Online guys? Welcome back to 60 Seconds. It's been a while since I've played. I've been slacking like hell, so I'm gonna be back on that grind as I get all tongue-tied already. Apocalypse mode, Fat Man, normal, yeah, you already know. It's all the same shit. Let's just jump into it here. I'm ready to scavenge and hopefully survive. I can't guarantee anything, but hopefully I'll survive. I gotta make sure I get the radio. That's not the radio all the way over there, is it? Tell me it ain't so. Radio right there, okay. I have found it. Oh, for fuck's sakes, get out of the way. Can I have a redo? I think that deserves a redo. Now we'll just we'll play with it. Radio is only one, eh? Alright. Did not realize. Definitely want the gun and the gas mask. Coming this way, I might as well take that. In this room. Power loot that cabinet real quick there. Pretty much have everything I want and need. I mean, flashlight I don't have. I don't have a, just stay here. Flashlight, cards I don't have. Map I don't have, but that's fine. Did I grab that gas mask? Yeah, I did. I think I did. Pretty sure I did. But I have to find out one way or another, that's for sure. I think I did, though. I think I got that gas mask, because I'm pretty sure I got it when I grabbed the, med kit. I grabbed the med kit, the gas mask, and, yeah, I did. Cool. Day 1. Look at that. There was cards down here already. Let's crack-a-lackin'. So, we left a pack of cards down here, that's for sure. What do we got? 2, 4, 5 cans of soup, 5 bottles of water. That's a really good start, actually. I'm low-key hyped for this. This might be a good run. This might just be. No guarantees, but, you know, might be. I'm not even going to bother reading half this shit anymore. I'm just going to do that. We stumbled upon a weird signal when changing radio frequencies. We're pretty sure that behind layers of terrible static and screams, we could hear a voice. A voice speaking in a foreign language. Oh dear, what if it's the Soviets? We should probably listen to it, but what about the children? Fuck the children. Man. You gotta learn one day, that's for sure. I mean, it's already day 3, but you gotta learn sometime. We were relieved at first when we figured out it wasn't Soviets. Soviets we heard. Turned out it was Canadians. Fucking Canadians. Which isn't that much better. Either way, they're foreigners, and we couldn't understand what they were saying. Not a word. How disappointing. Looks like some people are thirsty. Not the rifle. Yeah, everybody thirsty. Let's hydrate that thirst, though. Enough of this plain, tasteless water. Dolores is really craving a cup of coffee. Real, true blue American coffee. The kind that you can drink 5 cups and still feel sleepy. But where are we going to find that in this wasteland? Well, Dolores' favorite diner used to be a few blocks away. Maybe someone should go on a coffee run. But who? Well, fucking Dolores wants the coffee. Let's send that bitch out. Feeling some type of way right now. She can die for that coffee if she wants. Fuck that. Our volunteer came back empty-handed, of course. Apparently, the diner is now just a sad hole in the ground with some seats laying around. What a letdown. Hell, I could have told you that, Dolores. Looks like everyone's fine. I don't have the survival guide here. Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. That's what I forgot to pick up. Man, I used to love that show. That was a fucking good show. Everyone's still good. Yeah. It's just quicker clicking on them than actually bothering to read. I mean, I read so much anyways, it's not even funny. Good news, everyone. The government just announced that they will be dropping crates filled with supplies in our area. Finally, they are useful for something. We should head out to grab those crates as soon as possible. Grabbing some protection gear might not be a bad idea. Let's go ahead and do it. I don't see any reason why not. Day 6. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, we lost the gas mask, but it looked like it might have paid off. We went out to get supplies, and our gas mask got a bit damaged. Note taken. Don't stand under a supply drop crate when it's falling out of the sky. The airdrop crate we found wasn't exactly huge, but it contained a few supplies that will definitely help us out. We were especially happy to find some water bottles and food cans. For a minute, we thought it was canned meat, but then we found it was tomato soup. Our theory is that the whole country used to run on tomatoes and no one suspected a thing. So we got 2 bottles of water, 2 cans of soup. I'm good with that. Looks like people are actually hungry now anyways. Hungry and thirsty, apparently. Thirsty, thirsty, hungry, thirsty, thirsty. So Mary Jane is the only one that's thirsty, hungry. We'll wait one more day and then we'll head out. Everything is shaking. Cans are jumping all over the place. If this had happened after we drank that delicious wine for supper a few weeks back, it would seem perfectly normal. It's either another nuke or a quake. Either way, we need to grab something before everything gets smashed to pieces. Well, the only thing valuable here is the radio. And the only thing we actually have left. So let's save that and pray for the best. Day 7. Earthquake or not, nothing is going to stand between us and our daily dose of radio static. We were able to grab it before it could fall down and get smashed. Something else might be broken, but we wouldn't know until we've cleaned the place up. Looks like hungry. Dolores and Timmy are hungry. The rationing has been weird here. Definitely noticed that. Let's go ahead and prep that. During the night, we heard some suspicious sounds coming from behind a door. When we peeked out in the morning, we saw a leather suitcase. I do not want that suitcase. That suitcase can fuck right off with that poison water. I ain't trying to die. Day 8. Ted's hungry. I know that for sure. Yeah, just Ted. I got you, Ted. It's about time we choose someone to scavenge the remains of our town in search of supplies. Who will it be? The wasteland awaits. I'll just send him empty-handed. I kind of need everything else. The gas mask is broken. It's not like I have a map. Good luck, Timmy. You the real MVP. You know I count on you. And let me try that again. He always kills it. So, I ain't too worried. Everybody's thirsty. We're just flying through this, huh? It's already day 10. I don't know how we're going to get past the whole military thing, but we'll figure it out. A feeling that it won't be too bad. It's been a while. We don't know much about what's happening on the surface. If only we had a chance to tune into some emergency radio broadcast and learn a thing or two. Luckily, we can. Let's go ahead and do that. Day 11. Any luck? We were able to get a weak signal and tap into the government's emergency announcement service. And guess what? Great news. The fallout outside has mostly gone. It should be much safer to travel on the surface now. If only someone had told Timmy. Oh well, he'll be fine. An extra arm never hurt anyone. Probably make it easier for scavenging, that's for sure. Day 12. Timmy ain't coming back, apparently. Mary Jane's hungry and thirsty? Yeah. Everyone's thirsty except for Mary Jane. She's also hungry. Gotta slow down, Mary Jane. Jesus. As long as we have food and water, we can stay locked in, but we'll have to leave eventually. It would be good to head straight to safety, instead of getting ourselves into more trouble, if that's even possible in this situation. Our hope is that our brave soldiers will come to rescue us and take us to some well-hidden, well-stocked government shelter. Timmy had comics about those, so you know that they must exist. All we need to do is make contact with the military, which we've been trying to do for 14 days now? 13 days. I was close. Low-key getting worried that I haven't seen Timmy. We knew it. The government has not fallen, and we're coming to save us. They didn't give exact dates in their radio transmission, but we're sure they won't keep us waiting long. They said that we'll be in touch in a couple of days and told us to wait further instructions. Ted and Dolores. Are the walls closing in on us in this space? Is the space getting smaller with every passing minute? We need to get out of here now. Open the door, open the damn door. We might as well. And before the end pops up on screen. Day 14 and Timmy is back. Opening the door and letting contaminated air in was a great idea. Now instead of phobias, we need to deal with vomiting. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is now safe with us. The silent wasteland had at least one resident who managed quite well. It was a proud-looking monkey. We had no idea where it came from. The zoo, maybe? It seemed very friendly. After getting a few pats on the back and playing fetch, it started following us. While we explored one of the streets, our monkey companion ran away, only to come back moments later carrying a can of food. He couldn't open it himself, but it was happy to share it with us, so we got 2 cans of soup. At one point during our expedition, the monkey started making weird sounds and digging in front of us with a stick. A quick investigation revealed a few bottles of water. No one even tried to open them. The same couldn't be said about those bottles of booze lying next to them, though. So we got 1 bottle of water. Need to look after Timmy's needs, though, because apparently he is hungry and tired. I'm gonna get you that food, Tim. You deserve it. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Ring, ring. There we were, thinking we would never hear a telephone signal again, when suddenly a phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. We figured it's the phone booth across the street. Someone go answer it? Yeah, let's send Mary Jane out. It's her time to shine. When we answered the phone, we could clearly hear a gasp of relief from the caller. They introduced themselves as survivors from a nearby town of Hill Valley. We had started exchanging information when the call was cut short. Something must have gone wrong on their side. We hope they will get back to us. Everyone was happy that, you know, Mary Jane came back, but I don't know if that's the truth. Okay. Hungry, thirsty, and thirsty. I'm gonna sit on this for a little bit, because I feel like if I keep going out constantly, that just leads to more dangers and less loot anyways. We stumbled upon the remains of an abandoned shantytown. Someone or something tore it down. Incidentally, amidst the rubble, we found a cat, licking its paws nonchalantly. Surrounded by blood and dismembered limbs, as we made our way back to the shelter, the cat followed. We can now hear its paws impatiently scratching our hatch. Should we let it inside? We might as well. It's been a while since we, what's his name? Sokolov, I think? Some shit like that. What's your name, fool? Shirkov. It's been a while since we've had Shirkov in here. When we opened the hatch, the cat jumped in and marched around the whole shelter, sniffing all of us. Every wall, corner, empty soup can, and piece of furniture. Finally, it picked a quiet place, sat down, and let out a deep sigh before taking a 12-hour nap. Its collar has Shirkov etched into it. What kind of name is that? Fucking Russian cat, that's what that is. It's a spy. Thirsty, hungry, tired. Hello? Bueller? Mary Jane? Ted? Okay. Just Timmy I gotta look after. Dolores has been really angry about the door incident from a few days ago. She just doesn't want to let it go. She seems very hostile. We need to have an intervention or we are bound to end up fighting. Should we try to talk it over? The alternative is to settle this on the battlefield. Well, as much as I would like a good fight to the death, I feel like we should probably talk about it first. You know what they say, communication is key and all that shit. Dolores had to release some steam, that's all. We're all a bit tired, but hopefully this can be cured with a good night's sleep. Apparently everyone's really tired. Dolores kept us all up. Mary Jane is thirsty, so I'm gonna get Mary Jane that water, though. Nope. Here I am screwing it up again. We always steered away from casinos, gambling dens, and the like, so when a man came to our door and told us he used to be a gambler, we were suspicious. He invited us to play a game. We proposed a 2 water ball bet in a card game of our choice. That's too risky. Stakes are too high for my blood. If I was low on water, maybe. Ted ain't looking so good, that's for sure. Gambling is a terrible habit. What kind of example is that to set the kids? We need supplies, but we're not getting them like that. We'd sooner rob someone. We sent the good man away. Good riddance. Ted has an allergy to the cat. Who would have suspected? Timmy is good now, so I'm going to prepare for expedition. Ted is thirsty, and so is Dolores. Get that expedition ready. We tried to keep track of dates, but they just don't add up. Luckily, Timmy remembered it's his birthday today. We should get him a present, or a cake, or both. So it's settled. We're making a soup cake. What about the gift? Let's give him the game of checkers. Because checkers is timeless. Looks like Ted's doing a little bit better. When we were let me try that again. When we were taking cover in the shelter, we barely had time to grab anything, so the checkers set is missing half its pieces. Of course it is. Seems we can still play with the 1/2, since Timmy has been enjoying himself. Ted has recovered from his sickness. It's good to hear. Thirsty, hungry. Timmy's thirsty. She's hungry. Let's send you back out. I don't have anything really to send you with, right? Send you with the checkers board. Don't know what good that would do, to be honest. Maybe you could trade it somewhere. Something. That'd be cool. Day 20. Just straight to the point. Thirsty, hungry, hungry. I got tons of food, so I'm not worried about the food, but the water, though. Shirkov is still a fresh addition to our little family, so we need to keep an eye on it. And believe it or not, just today we noticed something else on its collar. It seems to be a metal plate with an address on it. It's not too far. Should we take a quick trip and see what's there? Yeah, let's do it. 21. Before we reached the end of our street, we were stopped by two men wearing dark coats and stylish hats. They rushed towards the cat to pick him up, saying they'd been looking for him for a while now. Supposedly, Shirkov belongs to an old lady who's rather fond of it and misses the little guy dearly. We shrugged and went back to our shelter. The cat didn't seem to care, so why should we? Good thing we didn't get too attached to it the last few days. Thirsty, okay. The boredom and silence are overwhelming. Too bad we don't have a TV to keep us occupied, but maybe we could take advantage of some of our supplies and pretend they're props on a movie set. I have a bad feeling about this, but let's go ahead and try it. Day 22. Hey, it's still intact, and everyone looks like they're keeping an arm and a leg, so... Ted and Mary Jane used to be big cinema buffs before the apocalypse, so they instantly jumped on this idea. Mary Jane always complained singing in the rain lacks attention or action, so they took the axe and improvised an extra scene. Very bloody. They insist the movie would have been way better if there was more axes in it. They just need to rest up, that's all they need. Today, an army broadcaster interrupted our, let's just call it breakfast. Anyways, they seemed very eager to evacuate us away from here, but then went over several things that needed to happen before they do it. The first item on the list is up to us. We were giving geographical coordinates and needed to get to there to leave a sign we're still alive. This should be easy with a map that I unfortunately don't have. Fucking Shirkov came back, of course. We were sure we could find the location without a map. We were wrong. Hopefully we'll get lucky next time. To our surprise, we found Shirkov back in our shelter this morning. We're not exactly sure why or how it came back. Is it our good care it appreciates, or kind hearts, optimism, or just a stockpile of soup cans? Only time will tell. Thirsty. I couldn't handle that. Nope. $24. Of course, fucking Ted's sick again. That's the last time I take that cat. Looks like Shirkov snuck out to hunt out in the wasteland last night. This morning we found a dead, glowing rat on our doorstep. Shirkov seemed pleased with his gift for us and quickly expressed its disappointment when we threw it far away from our home. Nothing good will probably come from touching dead radioactive rodents, though, so maybe we should have just left it where we found it. Ted was probably the one who fucking touched it, because he's now infected with something. See, this cat is just a detriment to me. Dolores and Ted. Ted's probably gonna die. I ain't got meds, Ted. 25. How's everyone doing? Hungry? That's it. A loud crash, a surprise shriek, and a bit of debris falling from our ceiling. Truly a recipe for a good start to the day. As it turns out, Shirkov found a new toy, a bit of innocuous wiring that it ripped out of the wall. Who knows what the cable's for, but our lights are still on, so it can't be that important, right? Should we take the wire away from our fluffy friend and investigate it? We should. Find out those guys that are spying on us, that's for sure. Hey, he came back. He got a survival guide, and hopefully he got more water, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like he got soup. We followed the wire outside and found a half-burned out truck with two surprised gentlemen inside, surrounded by an array of blinking bulbs. That's some space tech right there. Were they listening on our very own shelter? The feeble excuses about a roadside picnic didn't convince us. Even Timmy knows you can't have picnics here, and the car has no wheels. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is now safe with us. We spotted an untouched store with many products inside, even food different than tomato soup. A real treat in these post-apocalyptic times. When we were about to reach it, a terrible noise made us stop in our tracks. Something heavy fell straight from the sky, crashing into the store and destroying it completely. After dust settled, we realized we were looking at a spaceship, just like in Timmy's comics. Could it be Saucermen from Mars? Then, why does it bear American flag on the side and the logo of something called Astro Citizen? Could it be infiltration? Crafty little alien buggers. Under a bunch of metal space junk, we found a tired old teddy bear and some supplies. The bear looked disappointed. We ended up turning him around. We could not handle his judgmental button eyes. Found 2 cans of soup. Someone stuffed a bunch of items into a big sock. Not sure how the sock made it through the crash, but it somehow succeeded at protecting the supplies inside, which was a Boy Scout handbook. Not too bad. Hungry, thirsty, hungry, hungry. We're really low on water, so I'm going to have to prep that. The agents who were spying on us are now at the door and want to explain themselves. Should we hear them out? Let's go for it. Day 27. They briefly waved some sort of ID cards in front of our faces and told us they're on a top secret government mission. The wiretap wasn't spying on us, but rather on the cat. It's suspected of being a Soviet agent. They're willing to let us into their super top secret government safe house if we help them with some of their top secret missions. They assured us that they'd contact us again with more details. I was going to say me-tails. Don't even know what that means. Hungry? Hello? No. Timmy's hungry. We'll set 10 out, even though I'm pretty sure he ain't coming back. Day 28. Thirsty, hungry. She's thirsty too, okay. Hear that? No, because no one is talking. Not a word in hours, none at all. We can't just stare and stare at the walls. We need to do something about this. Let's hit that radio and see if there's anything good on. 29. It's almost been a month. How fortunate. We took the radio with us. We can probably listen to some music. They still play music out there, don't they? Doubtful. Thirsty. Okay. Almost out of water. Day 30. Timmy's onto that cat. He knows what's up. After Dolores returned from the last expedition, she was complaining of a minor foot injury. It might have been her right foot, or maybe her left foot. One of them, anyway. It seemed irrelevant at the time, but now both of her feet are swollen. We need to do something about it. Let's fucking amputate. She could be infected. She could be a zombie. I don't know what happened to the axe, but okay. If there was one thing we could never consider, it would be cutting off any part of Dolores with an axe. Not only would she object to this, she would probably take matters and the axe into her own hands. It was in our best interest to avoid such a situation. We did use the heated axe blade to clean her wounds, and the infection seems to be fading away. The operation wasn't pretty though, and we damaged our axe. Oh well. Thirsty, hungry, thirsty, of course. I'm gonna have to let little Timmy there be thirsty, because pretty much the way it works is as long as I have one of the two parents, I can still play on. But if I don't have a parent, then obviously some shit goes and hits the fan. Dehydration, that sucks. Thirsty, that sucks. Hungry. I would love to do that, but I do not have a map. I don't think Ted's gonna come back either, by the way. We're closed off in a tiny shelter and our supplies are very limited. If we want to survive, it's time for desperate measures. We know there's a group of elderly people hiding in the ruins of the local retirement home. They must have supplies, and in our opinion, we need them more. The well-being of your family is the most important thing in the world, right? Well, the survival of myself in this game is actually more important. Hey! Timmy's gone, but we have a flashlight. and a couple bottles of water by the looks of it. Lack of water drove Timmy insane. He opened the shelter door and ran away. Without looking back, he's not likely to return. We went, got what we needed, and came back. We're sure that the group will do just fine. Most probably. Yeah, absolutely. We got one flashlight. Ted has returned safely from his voyage to the surface. We believe that our expedition to the wasteland must have been followed by strangers. We should be more cautious next time. After a bit of scouting, we arrived at the city hall. Half of it was still standing, while the other half turned out to be a gaping hole in the ground. We went into the ruins hoping to find something useful. One of the surviving rooms was a small maintenance closet. The only thing inside was a bucket full of water with a mop standing in it. We managed to fill some bottles with the contents of that bucket. It does look a bit funny. We just hope it doesn't taste of soap. Or something worse. 2 bottles of water. It's gonna have to do. Well, I don't really want to pour resources into Ted because I know he's gonna die, but we have food to spare. We'll give that man the benefit of the doubt. Using a high-tech setup involving paper cups and yards of string, the agents ran in with our next top-secret mission that will surely land us in the VIP bunker very soon. They want us to go on one successful expedition and write down what we saw in the journal. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Let's send Mary Jane out. Bye, Mary Jane. 35. We graciously agreed to fulfill their request. They thanked us for doing our civic duty and promised that they would be back with more information soon. I doubt that, but it's hungry. Soon it's just going to be Dolores, because I know Ted's going to die here soon. He's been sick for way too long. He's thirsty, hungry. I'll give him some water, too. That gas mask of ours is in no shape to wear outside unless it's Halloween. It'd be a good idea to fix it. Not to worry. It'd still make a great Halloween mask if we couldn't. Let's try. No harm in trying. Hey, she came back. She's hurt, but she came back. Looks almost brand new. It's interesting that a scouting handbook's sports instructions for gas mask repair. Or, well, who wants to try it first? That recon mission was risky business. We had to visit neighborhoods that were dicey even in the best of times. The area was full of mutated cats and dogs fighting each other in gangs, all of them armed to the teeth. We barely made it out of there alive, but the agents seemed to appreciate our efforts. Let's hope these missions are actually worth it. Our bucket is just about due for an upgrade, and we're expecting the government shelter to have an excellent bathroom, maybe even a hot tub. Hungry, thirsty. We should prep an expedition because we're going to need some stuff. A trash can of ours is getting disgusting. The good news is we don't have much of an appetite when we see it, so we're saving some food. Yet for some reason we would like to tidy this mess up. Those giant green cockroaches are a pretty good motivator. See if we can do anything with it then. 38. I don't know what the hell that was, but okay. We dodged a bullet this time. That is, if a bullet was huge, hairy, had 8 legs, and a glowing head. Hopefully we won't have to deal with them again. I love in the book there, it was like, Ted is fine. He's sick, tired, and fatigued, but he's fine. I'll send her out. She never comes back. She never brings anything good, but we'll send her out. Our survival kind of really depends on it, so. Take a break here. Yawn, rub my eyes. You know how it is. Ted's thirsty. Let's get that man some water. Can't believe it's been 40 days already. This is just insane. I didn't think it would last this long. But we've got there so far. I am still surprised he's alive. He's diseased now, and it ain't looking too good for him, but he's still kicking. The cat's been staring intently at our supplies all day. Its eyes are piercing. You can practically feel the tension rising in our shelter, as well as the sense of danger. This must be how cats communicate that it's time to eat. Should we share some supplies with a furry friend? Yeah, let's go for it. We got lots of soup. I think there's someone at the door. Happy kitty, apparently. The little devil utterly devoured the whole can in less than 60 seconds and left nothing behind. Not even a drop. After that, it took a long nap. Long, peaceful nap. At least it won't bother us for a while now. We were about to finish our dinner, if you can call it that, when we heard someone knocking on the door. It seems to be a trader who is interested in ammunition. How about that? I don't have ammunitions, but I have half game of checkers. Slightly terrifying. Looks like Mary Jane came back though. We offered checkers instead of ammunition. The visitor was quite confused and tried to explain to us what ammunition is. We pretend to understand nothing. It is very amusing. Until he left with our checkers board. What an asshole. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane return to the shelter from the surface. We believe that our expedition to the wasteland must have been followed by strangers. We should be more cautious next time. I actually forgot he steals the checkers board. We came across a local church at the end of the road. Most of it was destroyed, but the prettiest quarters surviving the blast. A group of people survived there and started a cult. They believe that everything that's been happening is a game, tailored for someone's amusement. How crazy is that? Cultists decided they wouldn't be needing any holy water. We did a bit of miracle work and turned empty wine bottles into quite full water bottles. That's awesome. Still have lots of supplies, which is good. Hungry, thirsty. Okay. Well, we're running low, but it's getting there. I'm gonna have to prep another expedition because we're running low. Clearly, we're trustworthy after our last successful mission. As the agents came back with another request, we are too generously provide either a couple blah, 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 blah. It's getting late. We are too generously provide either a couple soup cans or some water bottles for an agent in the field. That's just worded poorly. We'll take care of the delivery. In return, we'll be given an encouraging pat on the back and the promise of a better future in a safe government shelter. I would if I could, but I can't. That's real shit, by the way. We're not giving them anything. At least not this time. Hungry, hungry, thirsty. I was gonna say hungry, hungry hippos, but that didn't work out. Now did it? That's alright. Alright, Dolores, you're up. Good luck. Actually, this is bad because... Oh, well, there you go. Ted just died. I thought I needed someone in the safe house, but apparently I don't, so that's okay. But I mean, if she goes crazy and leaves, I think I lose then. Ted has been sick for far too long, and he was too weak to keep on going. He passed away in his sleep. R.I.P. Ted. You're a real one. Thirsty, hungry, hurt, crazy, tired, fatigue. Hey, Pepto-Bismol. So that kind of sounds like. At least the cat's there, I guess. Keep her company. Day 45. Day 46. Yeah, we're still... We're fucked. We are. Oops. Ain't nothing special going on, so I'll just skip all over that journal shit. It's all stuff I've read before in the past. Not stuff that, you know, is interesting or needs to be read. Thirsty, I can do that for you. The agents visit us in the middle of the night to remind us about their request to provide either a few soup cans or a few water bottles for their colleague in the field. If we do help them, we might get one step closer to a cozy government shelter. But again, I can't. I ain't got that supplies. And the game ends because I'm guessing Dolores died out there probably. Perhaps we can help them another day when we feel more up to the task. A pair of strangers, probably bandits, searched the remains of our house above. We overheard them talking. One of them mentioned they'd capture a woman named, woman whose description matched Dolores. I knew it was too early to go, but I didn't have a choice. We don't think they would let her go. Surviving the apocalypse is no easy task when you get tongue-tied and cottonmouthed, apparently. We can tell you that much. We spent 48 days in our shelter. Well, it wasn't horrible. It was a pretty good run. I definitely feel like... What was the turning point there? Not having a map. If we would have had the map and went out there, then I feel like we probably would have been better. We survived 48 days, consumed 10 and a half water bottles. worth of water and 8.5 cans of soup. Didn't have to defend the shelter at all, which was nice. We made 8 yes decisions and 1 no decision. That's crazy. Only one of our expeditions was unsuccessful, and that was the last one. We brought 9 items from the surface down to our little shack. Well, little slice of heaven, I should say. Anyways, I'm going to end it here. When we come back, we'll do one more game, and then I'm finally moving on to another game. I'll probably come back to this eventually, but who knows. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and say, comment down below, if you subscribe, shares. It really helps me out. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.